Let's begin, guys. So I was having a conversation with Alex Tabernet the other day, and he was telling me that a lot of the deals that he's locking right now, he's locking at 5% range. Is that what you guys are seeing too in your market? So locking a lot of deals in the 5% range. And where he was saying literally a month or 45 days ago, he was locking around 4.5%. And so he asked me a question, I give him so much credit because he was being honest, and he said, hey, listen, I'm really struggling with some scared and some fearful thoughts about this. I'm struggling with the market. I'm struggling with how to orient myself with this. And guys, like a lot of times it's really hard to identify when we're struggling with things. Those thoughts sound a little bit like this. God, bank tellers have it so good. They used to they just go into work and talk to clients, and they go home at the end of the day and they get a paycheck. Man, maybe I should do that. Or in extreme cases, hey, honey, I think this might be the last loan that I ever do. I think we should sell the house now, lock in our equity, and go rent. So those are some of the thoughts. If you're going through any of those thoughts, just know that we're seeing it around the horn right now. So I want to address that here today. Our brains, guys, really quickly to get a little biological on you, our brains are designed to seek and find danger and to protect you from it. That's what your brain is. Your brain is designed to keep you alive. It is not designed to make you a success, okay? But our job as coaches is that. And our job is to help you get a perspective and to think better and to start training your brain to give you success thoughts, not fearful thoughts. As we speak a lot about in here, I'm going to say this. Every single time I say this, people will go, wait, hold on. Can you say that again? So I'm going to say it really slow. It's never the situation, meaning it's not the interest rates that cause us suffering. I know it seems like it is, okay? But it's our thoughts about the situation that cause our suffering, okay? Because the amazing news that we have for you guys is you can change your thoughts about situations. The easiest way to change your thoughts about a situation is when something happens. Oh my God, rates just jumped by a half right now. Ask yourself this question. What is the opportunity for me here? And I want you guys to write this down. What is the opportunity for me here? I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary on May 23rd from retiring from the loan business. I absolutely love being a coach. I feel like I was called for this. This is my passion, and I know it's my calling. And I've never had any thoughts about getting back into the business until now. Until I heard that question was the first time that I said, wow, if I was going to get back in, this is the kind of market that excites me, because these are the conditions. I'm going to say this, guys. These are the conditions that can make you a fortune. It is so easy to originate in a 3.5% 30-year market. It is simple. It takes a professional to originate in a 5% and above market. I know a lot of you guys have heard my story. I've shown it before, and I know it sounds like bragging, but I'm just trying to inspire. But my best year was 2010. It was 111 million. I could not have done that. 0% chance could I have done that without 2008. There was no way that could happen. 2010 could not have happened for me without 2008. And I know that right now, as of last week when I heard that from Alex, that you guys have an opportunity in front of you for you guys to have your big year, for you guys to have your 2010. It won't be 2018, but if you orient yourself to 2020, that is the year that you guys, by doing a couple things correct right now, you guys can have your gigantic year and you guys can make your fortune. So I'm going to share screen with you really quickly. Okay, so what is your opportunity right now? So let's go through that. There's 3 big things for you guys right now to understand is that you have an opportunity of a lifetime right now to increase market share. Market share is defined as the percentage of the available market that you serve. In 2008, guys, the industry lost 80%. Now you say, where'd you get that stat? It's an estimate because there was no licensees at the time. But the National Association of Mortgage Brokers estimated that it was somewhere between 80 and 85% of the workforce went away. Ready for this though? But volume only went down by 47%. So listen to that word right there. Volume only went down. Only went down. I know to everybody else, 47% is like, ah, right? We lost 47%, but by staying in, you just doubled your market share. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So in the year, like, and I published those numbers in the money modules, I made a lot less money. I think it was around 47% less than 2007. But by staying into 2009, I just doubled my market share. And this is what happened in the market too, is that for the next 4 years, 09, 10, 11, and 12, the volume outgrew the loan officers that were coming into the market on a percentage basis for the next 4 years. So what that means is just by staying in 09, 10, 11, 12, doing the same things, I was increasing market share at such a rate that I wasn't aware of at the time. This is only retrospectively that I've been able to look back and be like, wow, that's amazing. But you guys have the same opportunity right now, because here's the truth. For the next 5 years, 2000 and I guess it's 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 5 years, it started to shift. People started to hear the stories, right? They heard, oh my God, Derek made whatever in 2010. Loan officers started getting back into the market in 2012, 2013 range. And our workforce has grown. It's grown by big numbers. Last year it grew. The amount of new licensees that came into the market was 36% year over year. Okay, so a lot of people hear, oh, easy money, be a loan officer. You just peddle 3.5% rates and you make a lot of money. Guess what? That's all going to shift. So any of the people that are not professionals right now in 2018, you're going to see this. It's going to be the first year that they're going to say, wow, applications were down. New licensee applications were down this year from 2017. And I don't know exactly, but I'm going to predict that you're going to see that trend now for the next couple of years. So you are going to increase market share just by staying in the business. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, cool. That's your first humongous opportunity in front of you right now. The second one, I assume that's just went out because mine went out. Let me try this again. Sorry, I knew we were going to have some technical difficulties today. Hold, please. You really need some like elevator music in technical difficulty land. Okay, second one is you have an opportunity to build your database right now with clients that know, like, and trust you at higher rates. How is this good? Because here's the truth. If you look at all the trends, when rates, even though we are going to probably be, according to economists, in a rising rate environment for a long time, rates never go up in a perpetual just upward trend. It doesn't look like a 45-degree angle. It goes up like this. Choo, 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 choo. And then over time, it's up. But for instance, right now, I don't know, but you could see, like, I can see something like going to 5.5, and then something happens in the economy, and then we go down to 4.75. This is a statement that can change your life, and it's something that we all need to hear more of. It is your professional obligation to make sure that your clients are always in the best loan for their needs. And if that requires them doing a no-cost refinance to get $50 more a month in cash flow, that can change the course of a lot of people's lives. Okay, do not discount this. You guys are financial advisors. You're trusted advisors first off. And when you're building a database in a rising rate environment, guys, this is the secret. Like, so, everybody wants to know, can you just get to the point and tell me the secret of how you did 111 million? The secret is that I had a database right now of high rates. I don't know if you guys remember in 2008, the rates, at least the ones that I was selling, went to 6.875 on a 30-year. That was the highest rate that I'd seen on a 30-year, and it was in 08. Well, in March, it was Thanksgiving weekend of 2008. I don't know if you guys can remember this one. We had something that happened in the market, and it went from 6.5, 6.875 to 5.375 overnight. I took a train to Florida. I had virtually no business. I woke up, and it was I literally had 19 messages on my phone, and so. But if you notice what I just said, I had 19 messages on my phone. It's not hard. Although you can ask my wife, she wasn't excited that I spent that Thanksgiving weekend in the hotel, but I had done not a lot of loans in 2008, so I felt compelled to do that. But it's not hard to, when there's not a lot of loan officers left in the business, to take those calls one at a time and lock and do a lot of loans. That's the secret. I think you guys have heard, a lot of you guys have heard my story of March of '09 when it happened again, when the stock market crashed and we went into the fours for the first time. I locked 48 loans in March of 2009. My CEO had to call me. I thought he was going to pat me on the back and say how awesome I was. And it was the exact opposite. He called me and said, "Stop it. We cannot handle this volume." So that's the secret. Okay. That's the secret, is when you're doing this system, the system that I'm teaching you guys is the exact system that I do. Okay. It's not always an upward trajectory system. '08 was not a good year for me. I think I made the majority of my money in that December from whatever happened over Thanksgiving. But I can tell you that if you do this business over time, there's going to be years like right now that can happen. I project a 2020 for you guys can be ginormous. So it is your professional obligation to make sure that your clients are always in the best loans in your need. I was talking to Jenny Stoner last week, and I think this has all happened to us before. And she told me a story. She was sad. She was like, "Hey, Derek, gosh, I had two clients." These were her words. "I had two clients last week that called me to tell me how excited they were that they just bought a house, even though they didn't use me." So, you know, that's one of almost the worst feelings in the world as a loan officer. At least it was for me, that. And guys, this is why your database is so important. The people that you serve, this is what it is, because building your database is literally everything. It's everything. The third one is to thrive, because guess what, guys? It's not 2008. And that's the good news. It's nothing like 2008. Appreciation right now is at an all-time high in terms of percentage basis that we're seeing up right now. There's going to be cash out refis to consolidate debt. There's going to be people that are going to take money out for home improvements. That's going to come very back in vogue. It already is right now in niche markets, but it's going to come back in vogue. Demand for purchase are at all-time high. I can tell you from Northern Virginia, I don't know about your market, but I run a lot in this neighborhood. We've got a huge neighborhood, and there's literally not one house that's not under contract right now. There's not one house. There's a bunch of signs, but they all have under contract in them. I don't know if you can see it, but there's one across the street over there. So it's every single house. I noticed it that weekend. I'm like, wow, every house in our whole neighborhood is under contract. Here's the other part but if you guys are experiencing fear, that means all loan officers are experiencing fear, which is good for you. Because in my sports background taught me always that you want to be doing the opposite of what the other people are doing. So if you want to win in sports, if you want to win in business, if you want to win in the stock market, if you want to win in anything, you have to be doing the opposite. You cannot turn into the bad news brigade, be listening to the news and following what the news says. The news only reports what's happening right now. The news only reports what's happened in the last quarter or the last year. So they'll say things like you're going to hear this information next year. They're going to say loan officers volume, the amount of applications coming in has decreased for the first time. And you're going to think that's a trend next year. It's not. The trend's happening right now. So you have to be doing the opposite. So if there's blood in the streets and loan officers are feeling fear right now, that is so good for you, because Mark Twain said, courage is the resistance to fear. It's the mastery of fear. It's not the absence of fear. I want to say that again because it's so important. Having fear is a normal part of human existence. Courage is the resistance to that fear, mastery of that fear, not the absence of fear. I've said this a lot at live events, but it's worth always saying. It's worth me hearing it again. Is the quote that made the biggest difference in my life was when this guy looked at me and he had put his arm on my shoulder. He looked right in my eyes and he said, "Derek, life is easy, no matter how you feel. Anxiety, fear, anything, no matter how you feel, do the next right thing." And he just stopped and he just stared, and it was like he was staring into my soul. And I was like, I got it, man. I got it. So that's my hope and my prayer for you guys, is that no matter how you feel, Okay, because you're going to see the news, you're going to be in your office, you're going to be in companies. I see companies even peddling fear right now because they're only human beings too. Um, there's so much peddling of fear right now in the market. But here's my words to you: is no matter how you feel, even if you take on some of that fear, do the next right thing. So how do you thrive in this market right now? What are the three things that you want to do right now? Is the first one, and the most important, is to have resolve. Resolve is defined by Webster as to decide firmly on a course of action. I'm going to say that again. To decide firmly, to decide, to make a decision, a firm decision on a course of action. To decide firmly that this is my course of action. The strength, your strength, not my strength, not outside strength, your strength lies in the power of your made up mind. Guys, I can tell you, if you stepped into my shoes, we spend a lot of time at this live event. It is very hard for human beings. It's not you guys. It's very hard for human beings to make up their mind, to make a decision, and to decide firmly on that course of action. It is ridiculously hard. We are going to tackle this part number one at Inspire. It is the number one. I'm going to hammer on it. I've been hammering on it at every live event, and it's very hard to do this, okay? Because our mind gets into the shiny metal and starts going into all these different places. But your strength lies in the power of a made up mind. So my question to you right now, and it's always going to be my question to you, is what have you made up your mind about? Are you in this business for the long term? Ask yourself that question right now. Because if you notice, I said the word business. I didn't say sales. Are you in this business? So you look at it like a business. In businesses, sometimes cash flow changes from year to year. But businesses always have a strategy and a plan. And they say, you know what? I'm increasing market share by staying in. If I make the same that I made last year, or if I move ahead a little bit, that is a huge win because I'm picking up, I might have doubled my volume without me even knowing it. Ready for this? I might have doubled my volume in 2020 without even knowing it. Are you in for the long term? Are you in this business for the long term? The second one, this will never go away too. I wear it on my hand right here. If you can see it, I don't know if you're seeing me or not right now, but I'm showing this to the camera. Win the day. It's the most important thing that I do in my life right now. You don't need to do more and you don't need to do less than win your day. There's an urge when rates go up or things change in a macroeconomic perspective that, oh my God, I need to do more. But as I said, you're increasing market share by staying in. But what all you need to do is do the same thing that we've been doing. Win your day, stay consistent. Because what you don't want to happen right now is you go into, I see this all over the place and it frustrates me so bad. I see all these people that starts going into, okay, now I need to work 95 hours a week. I got to work all nights and weekends and I have to take everything else in my life and throw it away because rates have just gone up. Guys, rates always go up and they always go down. Okay? It is you can't be changing your life based on what a macroeconomic condition is. But what you can do is you can be consistent when rates are up and rates are down. And you can learn to be consistent in there. Honor your life, honor every area of your life. Understand that this is a business and cash flow is different than a salary job. But if we wanted a salary job making whatever salary jobs are, we would get really bored with that. The upside is huge. This is where we have that opportunity to make a fortune. Tony Robbins said, it's not what we do once in a while that determines our lives. It is what we do consistently. That is such a cool quote. It's not what we do once in a while. It's not that rates are up, now I'm going to do the Derek Cheney system, right? That won't determine our lives. It's what we do consistently that determines our lives. Consistency is what wins. The third thing is stay motivated by staying connected. Guys, this is our why. This is what we're doing here. This is why we do everything in groups. This is why we always are asking you guys to share wins. I know it feels weird to share a win that you've had that you might think isn't a big deal to somebody else. And you think, man, I'm bragging or I don't want to do that. I don't want to say that I'm doing something, you know, I don't want to be that guy. Guys, I cannot honor you more when you share a win, because it's not about you. It's not about you and your win. Yes, it's great that you've had a win. This is what it's about. This is the loan business. And at least in my experience in loan business, it felt like I got kicked in the gut probably between 1 and 3 times every single day. I don't know if that's how you guys feel, but that's how I felt. Okay. It is really nice when you take that kick in the gut and your best friend locks somebody else, or what happened with Jenny the other day. You know, somebody tells you all excited, a $500,000 loan, calls you so excited because they just got their dream home, because they know that you'd be excited about it. And you're like, that feels like a punch in the gut. It is nice to have a group to go to where other people are expressing wins and staying consistent right here. That's what it's about. It's about inspiring that person that just got shot down. I'll tell you this, every single time that you guys share a win, I see somebody in there that says, thanks, I needed that today. So you are inspiring people by sharing wins. You're helping others to share wins. Lean into your coach too as well. This is a tough business. This is why you have a coach. This is why I have a coach. It's to lean into it. Go to the programs, go to the live events, go make sure that you show up for everything. Even when you're doing well, or like, man, I don't want to do that now. Show up. This will keep your motivation high. And I love this quote right here by Zig Ziglar. Is he said in a southern drawl. I don't know if you guys have heard of him before, but I have a terrible fake southern accent, but it goes something like this. People say motivation does not last. Well, either does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. I mean, I love that right now. Motivation does not last. Either does a shower, but it is good to take it every day. So keep positive, motivating stuff in your head all day long. Don't let the doomsday brigade get to you. Don't let the other people in your office, don't let the news, don't let anything get to you. Keep positive, motivated stuff in your head every single day. Guys, I do this now still, because what you think about comes about. I've had conversations with you guys about this. If you think about rates are going up, I'm going to have no business, if that's what's going in your head, guess what? Rates are going to go up and you're not going to have any business, because that's a paralyzing thought, and you're not going to go out and you're not going to be excited. But if you start hearing motivating things about people that made fortunes from 1932 to 1935 because they sat and they built a good business in the Great Depression, that can really motivate you. Guys, I want to show you this one because this really motivated me. And then I'm going to show you one of the motivating videos that I use on a daily basis, because we're right at the end. I can't believe I talked that whole time, but I think we started a little bit late maybe. I'm going to show you this real quick, and then Hillary, I'm going to go to you and tell me if you can't see this. Jonathan Wilson last week. So Jonathan Wilson's been on our program for 2 years, guys. He was brand new to the business, absolutely scared and nervous and fearful. We all remember how it felt to be new to the business. He's come to every live event that he could afford to come to. He's been such a productive member of the group. And notice what he said, and this is what I always want you guys to hear too. This is 2 years in the program, okay? This is not 90 days to his bikini body. So yeah, I've been rubbing my eyes and have pinched myself a few times to make sure that I'm not dreaming, and I'm not. I officially have 10 loans locked for June, something over 3 million now. 3 million is amazing if you've been in this business 25 years, okay? 2 years in your second year in the business to have a $3 million pipeline, or 1 month, he said. That's even better. Not even sure, really. 2 of which are jumbos. I never even had a jumbo before. Another was a solid referral out to a realtor. I've been dying for one too. This shatters any previous record I've had, and there's still time to lock more. And I'm not even overwhelmed, really, or at least as overwhelmed as I imagined that I would be at this level. That's important, guys, too. It's taken me a while to get here. Not really, Jonathan. That is amazing. Think about how many people, I don't know what anybody makes, but let's just say that that's 100 basis points. How many people do you think in the world make $30,000 in a month? Not many in the world. Okay. You are definitely top 1% right there. So spending 2 years to be in the top 1%, that is something that we all can aspire to. Guys, I want to put this over to Hillary right now. I'm going to show you one of the videos that I did and that I do when we have hard times or anything like this. Is there's a guy named Matt Suez, and he has motivational videos on YouTube. They are excellent. He has words from some of the top motivational speakers with excellent video that goes right along with it. And I think they're some of the best motivational videos that I've ever seen. If you're struggling at all with motivation right now, I highly recommend putting these in your ears a couple times a day. I'm going to show you one of my favorites right now. If this is choppy at all and you can't hear it, then I've posted it also in the Facebook group. So I'm going to come on right at the end of this Hillary too. I'm going to change the last statement that he made. But I love this one. I run to this one. When you say, if you were here and you see me running around, you're like, what's in your ears? This is some of the stuff that's in my ears. It's working. Read the words alongside of this, guys, to yourself.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year, but eventually it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, they want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
Don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions.
You have to believe that something different can happen. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
That most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
You have to dig deep down, and ask yourselves, who do you want to be? Figuring out for yourselves what makes you happy, no matter how crazy it may sound to the people.
Make a choice. Like, just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
What did you say to the kid? It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. Get up.
Get up. And don't ever give up.
We can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
To be able at any moment to sacrifice what you are for what you will become. Most of you won't be successful because when you're studying and you get tired, you quit. I don't do well in math. You're right. You ain't never studied. I'm not good in writing because you have never written before.
Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. If you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time.
Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it.
Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not point the finger saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Because every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature. Now!
I'm going to show you how great I am.
The 17th chapter of St. Luke is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
Okay, so that was a little choppy on my end, guys. I posted this in the, Hillary, if you don't mind, stop screen sharing. I posted this in the group. Go back and watch it on good internet speed too, because it builds really well with the music in there too. And there's 17 other videos by this guy. At the end, guys, he says, Derrick Rose says, limits like fears are often just an illusion. I want to change that for you guys. Limits like fears are always an illusion. You guys have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.